Samsung Galaxy S23. The Galaxy S23 phones will be released on February 24, 2023, if Samsung's previous launches are any indication. Samsung pulled the S21 and S22 release schedule forward so that they launch shortly before the Mobile World Congress, which starts on a Monday in late February. The MWC Expo is scheduled for Monday, February 27, 2023 to Thursday, March 2, 2023, so the Galaxy S23 series should launch the Friday before it, on February 24, 2023. If Samsung keeps the Galaxy S23 announcement schedule intact, the Galaxy S23, S23 Plus, and S23 Ultra event and pre-orders start would fall on February 8, 2024. The biggest hardware upgrade that will arrive with the Galaxy S23 series was expected to be Samsung's new 200-megapixel main camera sensor destined for the S23 Ultra, but the latest tips from credible sources say that Samsung won't go that far. A recent unveiling of the ISOCELL HP3 200-megapixel camera sensor by Samsung could have poured more water in that respective rumor mill. No worries, as the 108-megapixel sensor of the S22 Ultra is no slouch, even though it's getting a bit long in the tooth, as Samsung has been using such sensors for 3 years in a row now. As for the S23 and S23 Plus, they could very well inherit the 108-megapixel sensor that the Ultra now carries for added wow factor before eager buyers. The S23 Ultra's 200MP sensor may not happen. What's there to expect from the upcoming 200-megapixel flagship Samsung camera sensor? Well, that it might not be on the Galaxy S23 Ultra, as of the last rumors. Still, if a 200-megapixel sensor sounds like an overkill, let's remember that this is the maximum single camera resolution that chipsets like Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 support, and Samsung is nothing but maximalist when it comes to phones in its Ultra line. Take a look at the video where Samsung's mobile camera chief explains the features and advantages of its first 200-megapixel HP3 ISOCELL sensor. The magic of nonocell pixel binning will result in breathtaking pixel size on such a high-res camera, and Samsung proved that it can circumvent most of the pitfalls the giant camera sensors with tiny pixels represent with its 108-megapixel units. So we can't wait to see what the S23 Ultra camera will be capable of. Samsung's rumored abilities to make a quad-curved display have reportedly been confirmed by ICE Universe sources, and such a panel may be used on the Galaxy S23 Ultra for the first time. Since we've already had phones like the Honor Magic and its tri-curved screen, or the quad-curved Xiaomi concept you see in the video above out and about, there is little doubt that if a company with the engineering abilities of Samsung Display puts their mind to it, they will succeed in creating a phone panel that slopes on all sides. Now, what would a quad-curved waterfall display bring to the table except enhanced aesthetics, is beyond us at this point in the rumor mill, but it could hint at a drastic Galaxy S23 redesign. This jives with the expectations that the S23 series, or at least its Ultra member, could sport an under-display selfie camera and a truly all-screen design. As for the camera island on the back, a new Galaxy S23 Ultra design concept video by Technizo fleshes out how a giant sensor might look like next to the other camera paraphernalia, but don't hold your breath for a 200-megapixel unit. A quad-curved S23 Ultra display doesn't make a whole lot of sense on a phone with an S Pen stylus integration, though, as you need as much flat canvas to doodle on as possible, so that part of the Galaxy S23 series display rumors may have been referring to the smaller S23 and S23 Plus siblings. If the Galaxy S23 and S23 Plus inherit the 108-megapixel camera sensor of Samsung, just like their predecessors are now both equipped with the same 50-megapixel sensor, their rears will look different, but it remains to be heard if their fronts will be unorthodox and curved on all sides. For the S23 Ultra, Samsung is likely to employ the same 6th Gen OLED panel as on the S22 Ultra as the 8.5 Gen tech that could also include long-life dual-stack OLED panels which consume 30% less energy and are much brighter, may not be ready for mass production at launch time. For the Galaxy S23 and S23 Plus, however, Samsung could employ its frugal LTPO display technology that can sport a 10 Hz to 120 Hz dynamic refresh rate unlike the 48 Hz to 120 Hz range that their predecessors are capable of, thus saving on battery draw when not needed. The battery life of the Galaxy S23 series is expected to get a bump from the utilization of a new Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor made on the 3nm technology, as well as the new OLED panel generations they may bring to the table. If Samsung goes with a complete redesign and a waterfall display on the S23 series, though, the S23, S23 Plus, and S23 Ultra battery sizes may have to be shrunk and their capacity lowered, which will offset the more frugal hardware to arrive at the battery life we tested on the S22 models. The Galaxy S23, the S23 Plus, and the S23 Ultra are expected to sport a number of new hardware and software features such as the ones in the list below. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, Qualcomm X75G modem, 200 megapixel Galaxy S23 Ultra camera, 108 megapixel Galaxy S23 and S23 Plus camera sensor, quad curved waterfall display design, 10 Hz to 120 Hz LTPO displays on the Galaxy S23/S23 Plus, Android 13 with One UI 5 on top. While Qualcomm is expected to detail its next-generation flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipsets later in the year, and for now we've only heard that it has tasked the TSMC foundry to craft it on its 3nm process, the 5G capabilities of the S23 series were already announced. There were also rumors that Samsung may include MediaTek's top-shelf chipsets like the Dimensity 9000 in the processing roster for its flagship phone models like the Galaxy S23, but that speculation was subsequently refuted, so it remains to be seen if Samsung will again use the dynamic Snapdragon Exynos Duo to power the S23 series. Should I wait for the Galaxy S23? Yes, the wait on the Galaxy S23 models may turn out beneficial, as not only will you be getting the most advanced processor and 5G modem hardware that will be on a phone for the foreseeable future, but you may also score a new design and waterfall display aesthetics. When we add the rumored 200 megapixel camera and the fact that the 108 megapixel sensor may trickle down to the S23 and S23 Plus, the Galaxy S23 is shaping up to be a series worth waiting for. No, don't wait to buy a Galaxy S23 model if you don't think that adding camera resolution helps picture quality all that much, or if you think your current phone's 5G is fast enough, as the Galaxy S23 models will keep the same 10 gigabit 5G download speeds from their predecessors that no carrier can supply at the moment anyway. Should I upgrade from the Galaxy S22 to the Galaxy S23? The Galaxy S23 series is expected to be the biggest upgrade to the S line in a while, just as the iPhone 14 models are to be the biggest upgrade in the iPhone with Face ID history. Samsung will have to bring its A game to counter the iPhone 14 models, and it seemingly will, as the Galaxy S23 Ultra is supposed to sport the largest camera sensor on a phone, as well as an under-panel selfie camera, while it and the S23 as well as the S23 Plus could feature new waterfall display design, top-shelf 5G connectivity and updated OLED screen technology. If Samsung gives the same generous conditions as it now offers as the best Galaxy S22 Ultra deals, the Galaxy S23 models would be a no-brainer to upgrade to.